This is Nah, but for real.
Nah, but for real. What up, everybody? I'm Dave.
I'm Jazzy.
And welcome to your favorite podcast, Nah, but for real. Nah, but for real. Where we talk about all the things and nothing at the same time. And we just talk about getting better as people.
Yes,
For sure.
for sure.
Nels, how are you?
I'm good. I ain't too much nails today, but you know, that's a different
Show
story
'em
for
off.
a different
I
day.
like the nails.
Don't talk to me.
I like
We're not
them.
allowed to talk about this.
Why not?
It is what it is.
Why is it? It is what it is. You don't want
Shut up, Dave. You know how I
There's-
feel about my nails,
only
and they're not
difference
here. So
is
what are you
that-
talking about?
The only difference is that they're not as long, but they're
They're
still
not
nice.
there at all. Where are they? They gone.
They
You see
right
this, y'all?
there.
Don't get too close. Don't worry about it. Mind your business.
It's all right.
All right, what we doing?
I'll be sure. Wow. Just
I'm
get
over it.
just get straight to it,
Yeah,
huh?
straight to the point. I don't want to talk about it no more.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
There's that.
There's that. There's no more nails this week. There's no nails this week. There's just
Oh.
Jazzy.
No, you still nails.
No, I'm still Jazzy
You still nails.
without the nails. I'm really upset about this, y'all, but it's okay.
Clearly you are.
I will be all right.
Maybe we need
They
to
cost money.
Maybe we need to process this. What is it about the nails?
I processed it already. I don't know. It's just I like
Have
them.
you?
I like them. There's no different than me liking a pair of shoes, a dress, a shirt, some jeans. It's the same thing. You lose your favorite hat, are you gonna be okay?
Yeah,
Oh, well.
because it can be replaced.
I ain't like that. I like certain things. Certain things can't be replaced.
I think all things can be
My
replaced.
nail tech retired as well. So this is a big deal. The fact that you are not taking it like it's a big deal. That's why I want to talk about it. Because I don't expect
The
anybody to
nail-
understand.
I don't know why I wasn't expecting that, but the nail tech retiring
nail tech
is
retired.
so funny.
I'm 33. You know, I'm finding people around my age. They
That-
are retiring.
That is hilarious.
Well, listen, I'm glad we said that because I wanted to bring that up. And it has nothing to do with nothing. But I feel like most entrepreneurs, they reach burnout.
Yeah.
And it's just interesting that I find that very common. I deal with a lot of entrepreneurs. I am one of those people. I like to support Black businesses. Anything Black, I like to support. So all of my service providers are Black. Most of my favorite boutiques are Black owned. And when I say the people I come across in these service industries, all the time they're like, I'm just so over people and I'm ready to stop. And they'll stop. And a lot of them will come back after a while because they realize the grass ain't greener on the 9-to-5 side.
So maybe the nail tech could come back.
I think she will. And if she listens to this podcast, I've already told her, babe,
That's funny.
you may not want to do that. And I just think
That's
it's interesting.
hilarious.
I don't know. It's not really a conversation. It's just interesting to see so many service providers deal with burnout, and they deal with it in the way where it's like, I'm going to quit and I'm going to stop, instead of it being like, I'm going to rebrand. I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep fighting. Because a lot of times it comes after, oh, well, I see this person, they just started. I've been doing this for 10 years. This person started 2 years ago. They asking me for advice on how to do certain things, but they're taking off on the social media aspect, or they're taking off to
True.
get more popular. So it makes people, I don't know. I just feel like in entrepreneurship, anybody that's been an entrepreneur, you get to a point where it's like, am I good enough? Can I really continue this? Can I really sustain? And I just want to encourage entrepreneurs, like, listen, if you're in a burnout stage of your life, do not stop. That is the worst time to stop, I feel like. That is really the time to pump the brake, like to really push the gas, not pump the brakes. Literally push the gas and like really challenge yourself and really, because I feel like that's how you really survive. In entrepreneurship, I feel like you're going to come across obstacles that you have to surpass.
And
You're gonna-
sometimes take a break.
Yeah, not that. Just don't give up.
Right.
I guess that's what I'm saying. Taking
Yeah.
a break is different, but some people be like, I'm done with this. I
It's-
don't want to do this anymore. And it's like, bro, that's the time to go hard. That's not the time to stop.
I
And I
think
think a lot of us do that. And it's
I
just
think
like,
it's
we got to stop
because
doing that. especially us black businesses. Come on, bro. We gotta sustain. These white people, they don't care about that, none of that. They don't care about the emotions. They going out here robot mode.
True.
They don't care.
But they've been
They
set
don't
up-
look at it as an option. Like, oh, I gotta stop. I need to stop. Like, no.
No. But sometimes if you need to take a break, take a break.
Taking
Like,
a break is one thing, but giving up on your dream
Yeah,
because you
I'm
feel
not
like you're not
saying-
being
I'm not
supported,
saying
you
give
feel
up.
like it's not going the way you want it to go, or you feel like it's taking a decline, that's a different story.
Right. I'm not saying give up. What I'm saying is to not give up, you
The
need to find
balance.
a balance
You need to find a balance.
in the work. Like maybe you don't work every single day. Maybe
Yeah.
some
And there's probably
on
need to
one
be
day.
more entrepreneurs that talk about that.
yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, go hard, don't sleep, blah, blah, blah. But okay, sometimes you need to sleep.
Right.
But that's a whole different conversation. I don't know. That was just inspired because my nail tech retirement, and I feel like she should. So if you're watching this, just stop. Just get back to nails.
All of that over some nails.
Yes, look at my nails, y'all. See,
I like them.
it ain't right.
It's cool.
It's cool,
It's
but
just
it's not cool.
It's not you, but
It's not me.
it's cool.
Exactly.
It's
What
all
is this?
good.
I gotta go to work like this. All right, I'm done, y'all.
Hilarious.
I'm done.
Your people gonna be like, what is wrong?
No, they
with
not. They're gonna be
you?
like, that's Jazzy all day.
What's
They're gonna be
wrong?
confused. They're not gonna be confused at all. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm
Anywho,
done. Anywho.
public service announcement. Actually, this is not an announcement. This is just me saying how my week went.
Oh, okay.
The studio got an upgrade.
Period. I see it.
Because I'm working on a new show. So Driscoll Studios will have this podcast and a show coming out, which I'm excited about.
What's the show? What? I'm lost.
Not saying a word until
Oh, okay.
it's time.
Okay.
I'll tell you like off
Okay.
the record, as they say. But I'm excited about it. And then yeah. I know last week I said my travels have come to a halt. That was a whole lie. Because something just came up to where I got to travel.
That's always
It
how it
has
works.
to do with the film. So that's cool. And so, yeah, life is going on.
So you starting a new show, Dave? You started a new show with you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
With me. Oh, wow. Wow.
That's the question.
Actually, 2 shows coming. Because now, but for real, never mind. Announcement later on in life.
I'm lost. I
I've
just want
already-
everybody to know that.
How are you lost? I told you about this.
No, you didn't.
I did.
No, you did
But
not.
with you have a tendency to forget, which is okay.
You never told me about it. You gave ideas. You never like told me like what things are launching and things are happening or nothing like that. But okay.
I did. But it's
You didn't.
not about the new show, but I told you something that has to do with us that we're going to come out with. We'll just talk about it later. Anyway, life is happening. Am I tired?
Yes.
Yes. I did all of this in 3 days. Wednesday till yesterday. And I'm tired. Very long days. My days have started at 7 a.m. every day. And I don't go home till probably about midnight the last few days. So it's catching up to me because I'm not used to this. But I'm going to get my rest soon. So, yeah, exciting stuff happened. I guess that was a public service announcement or whatever. But this next segment is called Let's Get Personal.
So your significant other develops a serious illness and can no longer perform certain conjugal duties. I have to look up the word conjugal. No idea what that is.
Sexual.
Oh, okay. She gives you a free pass to get sex
Whoa.
elsewhere. Would you use it? Why or
This is a
why
setup.
or why not?
This is a whole setup.
Would
what
you use a hall pass, I guess, is the question.
Have you seen that movie, Hall Pass?
I've never seen it.
That, along with, I know a few people who have been given hall passes in their marriage.
Me too.
Um,
Well, not in marriage, but in relationships.
it never works out.
Why not?
Because a hall pass is like go do the thing and then come back.
They didn't come back.
No strings attached. However, usually the person who gets the hall pass overdoes it. You know, they
They
renew the hall pass themselves.
They renew it. The question is, would you take the hall pass? Don't be trying to.
Would I take the hall
Reflect.
pass? Probably not.
No,
I would feel bad.
you seem too like your answers about cheating seems too perfect.
Is
Like
that
you really
skeptical?
never had thoughts about cheating, or like. I mean, I guess it's bad to say that publicly.
I had thoughts about leaving
Okay.
because it's like if that's the case, I might as well just leave.
Yeah. All right. Whatever. We'll take that.
Okay.
So no. The answer is no.
No.
Would you take the hall pass?
'Cause-
The answer is no.
No,
Okay.
I would feel bad because they're on their like deathbed or whatever. I don't. Is that what it said?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I guess that plays a role.
Yeah, like
They can't have sex with you anymore. So what do you do?
they're like really ill.
And you said no. Your answer is no.
If that's this.
So what would you do? You would
this
stay
is
in the
gonna
marriage?
Sound so bad. This is gonna sound really bad. If that's the case, I mean, how sick are they? Like
People have sexual needs,
like
Dave.
2 to 3 months. What we're saying, couple weeks till they're like going on to glory. Is that? I don't know.
Oh, are you saying they're gonna die? So we should just wait until they
if they're
die?
that ill,
Wow.
I told you it's gonna sound really bad, but you have to take in all considerations of this thing. Like
You might as well just
some people,
divorce them then.
some people don't come back from sickness.
Okay.
And if you're married and you got life insurance, wait till you get that money. And then go do what you want.
Oh
I
God.
told you it's gonna sound really bad, but you got to consider all sides of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but my
So
answer
no.
is no.
So no, but when we divorce, when you die, I'm good. I'm about to go have sex.
Oh yeah,
Okay. Got it. Makes sense.
yeah.
I really don't like him.
There's a grieving process.
Okay. I
But
guess
you
we'll
know-
do there's a grieving process when that end is up.
But when that's over, I got needs. I got stuff to do.
I really don't. All right. Anyway,
It's true.
it's yeah. That's a typical David Driscoll answer. But okay.
Wow.
me-
You're just coming for me today. What's
I am
going
not
on?
coming for you today. I mean, I'm just speaking the truth. What are we supposed to do? Are we doing anything else
Is
other
that,
than
is
that
that
on
what
this
we're doing?
podcast?
Okay, that's what we're doing.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool.
So me, would I take a hall pass? No, I don't think it's a point. Like, either I'm gonna ride with you or I'm not.
I was gonna say you ride or die, but that's
Either I'm gonna ride with you or I'm not. And if I'm not, then I'm not. Hall pass, I don't see the point. If
it never turns out well.
like if I signed up for monogamy, then that's what I'm here for.
True.
And I understand what monogamy comes with. It may come with no sex. That's the whole issue around monogamy. I feel like people be like, oh, well, you're not going to get everything you want from this one person. Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. Monogamy is understanding that. Monogamy is understanding that you may not get everything you want and you're still okay with it.
I mean, I did hear that 1 in every 4 people have sex while they're married.
Huh?
Yeah.
One every 4 people, what?
One out of every 4 people who are in committed relationships, really marriages, only have sex. 1 out of every 4th person.
I don't even know what that means.
So 1 out of every 4th person that is married is having sex. So
Oh, God.
you're
See,
not
I
having
don't-
sex. You're not having sex. You're not having sex, but you are.
I don't wrap my mind around
That's just what I
statistics
heard.
like that because I just really wholeheartedly feel like my marriage will be different.
Yeah.
My marriage is going to be different than most marriages, and I believe that one-heartedly, and I stand 10 toes down on that. If you marrying me, we're going to evolve. We're not going to be like none of these marriages out here. We're not going to fall for the okie doke. We're going to put in the work, and we're going to be happy, period.
Yeah, you can't allow statistics of
Yeah.
other people's marriages
'Cause
and
I
what
don't be on
society
that.
says to
You be-
control how
They don't
life
get-
is going
they
to
don't
be
have
for
sex
you.
no more. they don't have sex no more. I plan to have sex in my marriage all the way up until I'm not able to. But you know.
No. Have sex with
So
me.
would I take a hall pass? Absolutely not.
Have sex
I'm
with me on my
I'm
deathbed.
with you. We ride it. We nah. You can't have sex. That means I can't have sex. That's monogamy. You don't like monogamy? Don't get into monogamous relationships. I'm sick of these type of questions. Like if you're a cheater, then just be a cheater or just be out here and be polygamous. Stop getting into monogamous relationships and expecting polygamy out of monogamy. It doesn't work that way.
You sound like a battle rapper.
I'm just saying. I'm just tired of it. Oh, I want a marriage, but I want to have fun with multiple women in my marriage. Then don't get married. It's just
man. Like
it's very simple.
what's the
I just don't
point?
feel like it.
What is the point?
It's no point.
I mean, it's a good question though.
It is a good question, I guess.
But I'm
It's
letting
very
y'all.
simple.
I'm
though.
letting y'all know
It's
now.
very 1 + 1 = 2.
Every person I know who has been given a hall pass, it never works out well.
Yeah, he wants more. I see it all the time.
Or she.
Or she. Whatever.
I know.
I experience it more with men.
Well, those that I know, it's mostly women. So
That get or give.
they get the hall pass.
Ooh. So what's wrong with the men? What they not doing?
I ain't gonna tell their personal business
God.
like that.
I'm telling you. Let me stop.
All I will
I don't
say,
need to say no more.
I will say this: sicknesses are not involved. That's all I'll say. So
Just go.
just keep
I
them in
don't
your
need to-
keep them in your prayers. Amen.
Yeah, amen.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right.
All right. This next segment is called "Let's Keep It Real." What we talking about today?
So today we are talking about friendship.
Oh, cute.
Why is friendships important? Friendships is everything. I think it's the most important conversation for real because at the end of the day, we are also obsessed with romantic relationships. We are also obsessed with this idea of being in this longevity, like my forever person relationship. And we're so stuck on that romantic part, the standards, the expectations, everything that goes into romantic relationships. And we forget friendships is the foundation of all of that.
Yes.
So why wouldn't we talk about friendships? Why wouldn't we talk about the importance of friendships, the importance of knowing how to be a good friend? Some of us are not good friends.
Ooh.
And then we wonder why we're never going to get proposed to or we never find anyone to propose to because we just not good friends for real. We don't know how to be there for the other people. So I think friendships is literally the foundation to good relationships, to long-lasting relationships. But yet we throw platonic relationships out the window and we only focus on the romantic side of relationships when there's a whole nother side that's way more important.
I mean, it's a whole process. Like, I do understand, like, a lot of people get married just to get married, to say I do. But there is a whole other thing. It's like there's a whole another thing after that. Like, the goal isn't to get married. Anybody can do that. That staying married part, that ain't for the weak. And if you don't have that foundation of friendship, it's not going to work out.
It's almost like it's least likely to sustain without
Right.
friendship. And that's why I wanted to make sure that is something that we discuss. I mean, I feel like we should discuss that periodically. Of course, it's going to be a topic today, but that's something that should be a part of almost every topic about romantic relationships. It is literally how, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but for me, it seems like it is literally how romantic relationships even last because they know how to be friends. And a lot of us, we may feel like we sustain healthy relationships, but our friendships, not that great. And then we're back single again over and over and over again. And it's like, is there a correlation? Is there this relationship between you not being able to sustain healthy friendships, but you can sustain healthy romantic ships until that dies down and then you're back to your next romantic relationship? And it's like, is there this cycle of you being able to hold someone down for this sort of period of time, but you're not able to sustain this longevity with somebody because you don't know how to really be a friend?
True.
And I don't know. I think it's a conversation I talk to myself about, like, are you a good friend, Jazzy? Are you a good friend? I have to ask myself this question because you just never know, you know. So I put in here impact on failed relationships. I guess I already talked about that. Like I feel like this is probably one of the biggest impact on failed romantic relationships that we never talk about is the fact that we don't build friendships. We don't care about building friendships. We care about building friendships with the same sex, with the opposite sex. It's everything else. Make sure you're the husband material. Is he a good friend though?
Right.
Right?
But the thing, and it's weird because it's like you said before, we don't really talk about platonic relationships anymore because I think society has romanticized friendships. Like, what happened to just being cool with the opposite sex? Like, why does everything have to involve either having a sexual relationship or like, um, I'm sorry, having a sexual relationship or having a romantic relationship? Why can't we just be cool?
Yeah.
Like, it. I was talking to this couple, and this is why strong marriages have strong foundations of friendship.
Hmm.
She said, when we not getting along, when the marriage part ain't working, the reason why we can stay married is because we're friends. So if the marriage part ain't working, like we just that part we got to come back to.
Yeah.
Right now we just we need some time to calm
Exactly.
down. But at the end of
Yeah.
the day, I still care about you as my friend,
Yeah.
which is why they've been married for such a long time.
Yeah.
And it's just like you have to have that. Like no marriage should be built on just husband and wife.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be some days where you're going to be like, why the hell did I marry you?
You know the dopest distinction. Where you're done. I'm sorry. I didn't
Go
mean to
ahead.
cut you off.
No.
I think the dope. You wasn't done.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. The one of the dopest distinctions, and that's one thing I love about Dave and talking to you because you make me realize certain things. And I feel like one of the dopest distinctions between friendships and relationships is basically so say you call me about something that's like monumental to you, you're upset about it or whatever the emotion is, and me giving you some feedback or some advice about this certain situation, I know is not going to benefit me as your wife or as your girlfriend,
Hmm.
but I am able to look past that and be like, you are my friend. I want the
Right.
best for you. And I feel like that's the biggest, best distinction when it comes to relationships and friendships. When you are able to just isolate your feelings as I'm looking at you as a friend, I'm going to give you the best advice as a friend. I don't care that I don't benefit from it. I don't
Right.
care that me as your wife, me as your girlfriend. So let's just say there's a prime example that will probably happen with you, right? Like you may have to go away for a while.
Right.
Maybe you're contemplating it. Maybe you're like, I don't know if I want to leave my family. Maybe you have kids with your wife or whatever. I don't know if I want to leave my family. Of course, your wife is going to be like, yeah, I don't think so. But your wife as a friend is going to be like, bro, you better go.
Right.
That is the most dopest, the most incredible distinction, I feel like, because you want your friend at the end of the day. The romantic part, that's great. But at the end of the day, there's always going to be bias when it comes to romance. There's always going to be
Yeah.
bias when it comes to feelings. Because what is romance? It's nothing but feelings. Feelings is based on conditions. Feelings is based on certain things being a certain way. Friends it doesn't matter.
And that's why feelings are always temporary.
And they're not meant to make decisions.
Right.
And that's the whole point of the friendship being a highlighted sense in relationships because friendships don't require certain feelings. Friendships don't care if things go their way or don't go their way. They're looking at you for you. They're looking at you for what benefits you.
Right.
Whereas romantic, when you throw romantic on it, there's conditions, there's feelings. These things have to be involved for me to have an answer or for me to have something that I'm comfortable with. It means me being comfortable in a romantic relationship means something is feeding my romance, something is feeding my feelings. Whereas friends, I'm not looking to be fed, I'm looking to feed.
And let me tell you what makes committed relationships and marriages the most romantic
Hmm.
is when you can remove your feelings and look at them as your friend.
Mhm.
And it's like, hey, I know my feelings are valid. However, I know my feelings are temporary
Yeah.
because if I go based on how I feel when it comes to you and your dreams and goals and seeing you thrive and flourish, I'm getting in the way.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, I want you to be your best self. I want you to be the best version of yourself, live your best life, because you being that also benefits me.
Yeah.
So I can't be the thing that holds you down or holds you back
Yeah.
from you being your fullest potential self.
I don't even think it has to get that far. But I mean, I get it if you're the type of person where you're like, well, I want to benefit. But if you're not even thinking about, I feel like that's the people that are in my life right now that are my friends. They do not care about benefiting from being my friend.
No.
There are people that may have been in my life, used to be in my life, that are no longer in my life because they lost interest in benefiting from being in my life, or they lost that benefit from being in my life. Some people benefit off of your downfall. Some people
Right.
benefit off of the fact that you're not confident in yourself. So when you gain confidence, you lose certain people because they gained, whatever they gained from
Because-
you being down.
Because they feed off your insecurities.
Yeah.
And your insecurities make them feel more secure.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I'm the most secure in myself, if that means you become insecure, you were never for me in the first place.
Right. So
I
I
just
think
set a
that,
bar.
I think that's the biggest distinction, in my opinion, for friendships and relationships, because I feel like a real friend doesn't care about benefiting from whatever advice, whatever it is that they're pushing you towards. They don't have to go. They don't have to be around. It's not about them at all. It's literally about you and how they see you. So if I know that Dave is a type of person where he wants to be whatever he wants to be, and I see that if he make this move, he's going to be it, but he's sacrificing this, he's sacrificing that. Maybe it's not going to benefit me. I'm not going to care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll care, but I'm not going to put that on you. Like, you should be concerned about that. You should be concerned about what makes you happy. And I think that's the
Right.
biggest deal in real friendship, because real friends will do that. The bad friends will try to keep you so that they benefit from you. And I feel like in romantic relationships, we get lost in that too. We get lost in benefiting from the person that we're partnering with, when at the end of the day, if we was concerned about being their friend, we wouldn't care about that. And that's what, I guess that's the biggest reason I wanted to talk about friendships today, because that is the gist for me, what a real friend is. We're not trying to benefit from you. I'm not trying to ride your coattail. I'm not trying to be something that I feel like you're being. So now I've had friends like that too, where it's like, oh, you're moving that way. I want to move that way just because you moving that way. I don't have no passion for it. I just want to follow you and see how much I can bring you down. Maybe they're not trying to do that,
Right.
but some people just have jealousy, and there's so many things that goes into these type of friends.
Absolutely.
That's trying to benefit from you. That's trying to, and somebody who's a real friend, because they don't gain nothing by loving you. They don't gain nothing by supporting you. They don't gain nothing. Nothing that they're trying to gain.
And there are some things like, for example, being friends with me means you will have close proximity to me.
Yeah.
If we ain't friends, there are some things you just don't get access to.
Right.
So, for example, like when I have a huge movie premiere
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in one of the biggest movies of all time,
Mm-hmm.
me as a friend, if you are a friend to me, and I told y'all before, I do not have many. So,
Oh, Dave, please. You have a lot of friends compared to the average person.
no. I have few friends, very many associates. Love
Okay.
them. They're great. But friends get certain things that associates don't.
Okay.
So, let's say if, I got a huge premiere, there's my family first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm hitting up my friend. Hey, y'all want to go?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm telling you now, I am the person that'll be like, what you doing? Let's go. Hop on the private jet. Let's just go somewhere. Do you think I'm going to do that with everybody?
Right.
No.
Yeah.
One, I don't want to.
Right.
Number two, because you are my friend and you've shown me you are for me, you're not friends with me because of what I can provide. You're friends with me because you value me,
Yeah.
and I value you.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain realness and a certain foundation that we've built and a certain level of loyalty, which is a very important word as a friend, that we bring to each other.
Period.
Because
Yeah.
if you're only loyal when things are great, you're not a friend.
Not loyal.
Right.
I always talk about that, like loyalty. If you never been tested on it, I don't know. I don't know if you can call yourself loyal if you've never been tested on it. But at the same time, it depends on if you have tested yourself, or not even tested yourself, said no to testing yourself. I guess that's a test in itself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know that you will be tested, but you decide to not be tested. I think that's a form of loyalty.
Yeah. I mean,
But if you've never been tested and nothing that can cause you to be disloyal has happened before, I wouldn't call you loyal. I would just call you lucky. I
yeah.
don't know if you have anything to say about that. But what? So my question is, what is a standard of friendships or of a friend? What makes a good friend? What makes a real friend? What is, like, even if you go backwards and be like, all right, deal breaker for friends is this. I want to know, Dave, what is a good friend? What is a real friend? What is that? What does that look like?
A good friend is somebody that shows up. And it's not the way, all right, two-part. A good friend that shows is somebody who shows up. A good friend is also somebody who tells you the truth, despite your feelings. Of course, there's a level of respect with that. But if you see me falling, if you see me wilding out and acting in ways that I normally don't act, if you are my friend, you will be like, hey, what's going
Are
on?
you all right? Yeah.
Like, something seems off.
Yeah.
You're posting a little much today. What's going on? You normally don't post this much.
You are so annoying.
But it's true. Am I lying?
Whatever.
All right, then.
Don't use
But-
me as an example.
Are we friends? Oh, I
don't
got
wanna
all
be your
day.
example.
I got all day. I can
I don't
wait.
want to be your example. But choose somebody else as your example.
No, you're here. As my friend,
Whatever.
friends notice when patterns are off. Like, hey, what's going on? But friends also are the types of people who are like, we ain't got to talk every day.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, two of my really good friends,
Mm-hmm.
one, her name, she lives in LA. The other one lives in, actually, I ain't gonna say too much because my friends like their privacy.
Oh, okay.
Talk to them on FaceTime, not together. One called me a couple weeks ago, just talked to the other one yesterday. Over an hour of a conversation. I don't like talking that much. However, we don't talk every day, so we're updating each
Okay.
other on life.
Uh-huh.
Not many people can do that with me.
I know that's right.
Like, if I talk to you every single day, don't call me. Unless it is an emergency.
Okay.
But if we don't talk every day and we are friends, we can get back to it as if nothing has ever changed.
Yeah.
And that's how it was with these two friends. When I say, like, we talked, and I don't like talking that much. The only reason why I
okay.
talk on this podcast because I have to.
Uh-huh. I make them.
Yes.
Mhm.
Outside of this, I just be like, that's great.
That's great.
That's great.
I do not like you. Stop
That's
talking.
great. Or I hit you with the classic. Dang, that's crazy.
Hilarious. Don't think I ain't caught
And
up.
if I get to the fourth, that's crazy, and you still haven't gotten it.
Shut up.
Oh, it's not going to end well for you.
Anyway, good friends, Dave.
But yeah.
All right, real quick.
Ask your question.
Is there a difference between a good friend and a real friend?
No.
Okay, let me jump.
If you're a real friend, that means you're a good friend.
I'm gonna jump ahead real quick.
But I also don't overcomplicate that.
So if you have, let me see if I can jump ahead. All right, prime example: good friend, real friend, right?
Break it down.
Let's just say,
Like your nails. Okay, I'm sorry. I had to get that in there.
this one is crooked.
Ooh, yeah, it is.
And see, listen, this is what I was just about to talk
Ooh.
about: good friend versus real friend.
Why is that leaning like
a good
that?
friend would be like, you know what, you all right, girl. A real friend would be like, yeah, girl, that's crooked. Okay, I'm sorry.
That is
I'm
rough.
sorry. Okay.
I didn't really.
You know what? It's crooked. I did it in the car. I couldn't see.
You know, I
was watching Ozark, and it,
take back
Ruth
everything.
was pissing me off.
I take back everything I said earlier.
It don't look that bad. It do not look that bad.
If you look close enough, that
How
one
far is
is
it? You think I
that
should
one
take it
is
off?
leaning.
You think I should take it off and do
No,
it?
you move your hands too much, so ain't nobody gonna notice.
I should take it off and do it. Because this hand look good. This hand.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Being friends with Dave is not for the weak. I just
Oh.
want everybody to know that.
What?
It's not.
It's not.
I'm very proud of me for being able to sustain a friendship with you because listen here.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot. I'm gonna do two
Good
things.
friend versus real friend. Let's talk about
I'm gonna
this.
do one or two
You know
things.
what? We done talking. Stop talking. So,
Tell me.
all right. Let's just say you decide to be, all right, you want a healing journey. Say you want a healing journey, right? You want a journey to be better, to do better, whatever, right? And you decide to do not so better. You decide to like revert back to the old you and do something that you wouldn't normally do, but you shouldn't do because you're trying to grow, right? Your friend right there, she's witnessing everything. She's very well aware what you're trying to do, where you're trying to become, and what you're doing right now. And she says, let's do it. Let's do it. Oh, well. She hype you up to do it. Let's go. Right? You with me?
I'm with you.
But then you have that friend who would also, maybe you have another friend who is like, all right, I'm about to do this. I don't care what nobody say. And that friend say, no, you're not. You're going to do exactly what you said you were going to do. You're going to sit down. You're going to handle this differently. You're going to be the person that you said that you was going to be. So when I say a good friend versus a real friend, that is kind of what I am picturing. Because I still feel like, and maybe this may be a little bit of a toxic energy in me, which I do not deny.
Shocker.
I talk about being toxic all the time on this podcast. If y'all don't pay attention, I don't know what to tell y'all. I need help. I have issues. And I don't care to know. I mean, I don't care to like display that or make it seem like that's a bad thing. A lot of us do. A lot of us just don't admit it. Right? But I do. Right? But I don't feel like that's a bad, maybe this is my toxicness of me, but I don't think it's a bad friend to be kind of like that ride or die friend. Like, oh, friend, you need to just relieve yourself of this bad energy, or you need to like you need this to be like a stress reliever for you, or yeah, he ain't do what he was supposed to do, so maybe you should go and see what's going on. I don't know.
I have a clarifying question.
What's the clarifying question?
What?
Because I ain't done explaining.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
What is a ride? What do you
So a
think
ride or die
ride
friend. So
means?
okay, so like maybe this is gonna sound really, really bad, y'all. This is gonna sound really, really bad, but I don't care. Whatever. Say you was getting beat on by your husband. Right? He's beating you. You kill him. Your friend comes, bury the body, get rid of the body. But then you have that one friend like, girl, why'd you kill him? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? You shouldn't have did that. You know, or maybe try to stop you before it happens. Maybe they like, listen, don't do it. And then you got the friend that's like, I got you though, at the end of the day. Whatever you decide, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a good friend versus a real friend. I don't know. Maybe I
That's
could be just
interesting.
making this up. You know, I'm making this up in my head, y'all. This is what I do. But sometimes I feel like I don't know. That's the thing. Like you have this good friend that's like they gonna stick beside you. Like the Maury viral video, I'ma stick beside him. We love those type of people. I'ma stick beside him. But the real friend, I feel like the real person is not the person that's gonna stick beside you and watch you degrade. They're gonna also uplift you and try to make you better.
True.
So is the good friend? I feel like the good friend is the friend that's gonna keep you where you're at and to
Mhm.
make you feel good about where you're at. And I don't know if there's anything wrong with that. I guess it just depends on who you are and what you're trying to do. But I feel like the real friend is the friend that takes you to the next level, takes you beyond what you felt like you was capable of, um, keeps you accountable, keeps you where you want to be. Like if I tell you I'm trying to be this certain type of woman, but I am portraying this certain type of woman, and I have a friend that's like, girl, I feel you. Then I have a friend that's like, girl, no, I don't feel you. You said you wanted to be this. You need to be that, period.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you,
I see
I feel
what
like that's
you're
the
saying.
distinction. I feel like that's the distinction between good friends and real friends. And I feel like, can you be a good friend without being a real friend? And I feel like you can. And I guess that's my point.
I disagree.
Okay.
If you are a real friend, then you're a good friend.
Well, yeah, but I'm
But
saying,
my thing, I think what you're saying is real friends take it a step further. Like they challenge you. I get that. Good friends, they love you where you are, and everything's so wonderful and things like that.
and it's not even
However,
just challenge you. It's more so just like I'm holding you accountable to what you said.
yeah,
So if you say you want to be an actor, but then I see you going over here trying to be a tap dancer, I'm wondering what's going on. Why you ain't trying to be an actor no more? What's tap dancing things about? Are you downing your dreams? Are you downing yourself? Are you not
That's funny.
feeling like you believe in yourself?
I did want to be a tap dancer.
Did you? Period.
Yeah,
Okay, well, ballet. If you decided to do ballet, if
I
you was
tried
on,
that.
oh, okay. Well,
I ain't that flexible though, so no.
what's other than ballet or tap? I'm just trying
You're
to figure it out.
hilarious,
I'm just trying to figure out what else I can say.
hilarious.
If you
But I
try
get
to-
what you're saying.
Yeah,
though. I get it.
yeah.
Real friends, they push you. Good friends, they
They
uplift
keep you where you at.
They keep you where you at. But that's the thing though. Like
Okay.
to me, I consider you a good friend if you do keep it real with me, because you're not a friend if you want me to stay where I am.
Maybe they don't know any better.
I disagree with that too, because
You disagree with the fact that there are people that may not know better than what they already have seen. They may not know higher
what you're
than
saying
what
is they don't. Okay, then I agree with you. I just think if you really are for me and you consider yourself a good friend, you gonna keep it real with me regardless. At the end of the day,
You think keeping it
Now-
real is
now
a
here's-
normal, common thing?
here's no, because niggas be faking this in the streets. That's just. But then you're not a friend. Like,
I think that's the point of that's the point of this.
right? It's like there's no way you can call us friends if you're complacent with where I am. Like,
I don't.
that doesn't mean I do believe if you are a real friend, you love me where I am, but you know I don't want to stay here. I don't want to stay in this bubble. I want to burst the bubble open
Mhm.
and go live my best life.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a good friend and you just watching from outside of the bubble and you looking at me in the bubble when you know I'm trying to break out and I don't want to be here, I question our friendship. Because it's like, then what are we just gonna stay here?
How common do you think that is? How common do you think it is for a friend to watch you in a bubble and do nothing versus the friend that's gonna be like, get out?
I think it's very uncommon because we live in it. I think we have glorified the love people where they are, which I agree. But sometimes where people are isn't where they should be, where they want to be, where they need to be successful, to be their best selves, to be their healthiest selves. And if I am your friend, I will love you where you are. But if I know for a fact you don't want to stay there, then I'm going to push you to get out the bubble, to burst the bubble.
Mm. I just feel like it's me and you are at a point of our lives where we see that as normal and natural. Whereas
Mhm.
like me and you can have a conversation right now and it's like that's all we talk about. We don't even
Right.
talk about nothing more than elevation. We don't talk is that common? I don't think so. I think it's more so common to have conversations about niggas ain't shit and let's just talk about that. Let's not talk about the accountability of us, the reason why we're attracting these niggas. That's not a common conversation, right? We don't get into conversation with our friends and talk about, you know what, girl, you never gave him nothing to care about. You never did anything for him. Why the hell would he do something for you? Do we have those conversations? No.
No.
We have conversations about what everybody else is doing, what blah, blah, blah. Because why? Because we
Now, see-
see,
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like we see what we see and we don't see beyond that. You know, even if your friend is like telling you like, oh, I want to be this and I want to be that, I feel like everybody is not even going to see that whether you see it or not. So even if I want to be this great person, that my friend may not see that. Like they may not even see that. Like they may know that I want to be this great person, but they don't see it. So they're not reacting to me in a sense of I'm going to make sure you be that person. All I see is the person you are. I don't see the person that you're trying to be. I don't even know what that looks like.
Yeah.
We became friends based off of who you are now. What are you talking about this other girl? I don't know that other girl. I don't care about the other girl. I care about what we are right now. So any
Yeah.
conversations we have and is revolved around is going to be revolved around that. It's going to be revolved around what we've always talked about. I don't know how weird it is, and I have been through this, right? To grow and change into this person. And like it's like now I can't even have conversations with certain friends no more. Because the type of conversations I want to have, y'all don't want to have. Y'all still
Right.
stuck on niggas ain't shit. I'm over here thinking about, dang, I ain't shit either. But I can't talk to you about that. Cause you so stuck on niggas ain't shit, but you ain't realizing that you doing the same thing he doing. You just doing it differently. You just doing it like a girl. You just doing it less than.
You're playing the victim.
Playing the victim.
You're the victim in every
And I feel like that's
relationship.
our culture, period. So when it comes to friendships and when it comes to somebody like, oh, I don't want to play the victim anymore, and I want to actually talk about accountability, and I want to talk about being self-aware, and I want to talk about how my self-awareness can lead me to being a better person. How many people can you talk to about that?
Right.
You're already limited in your call log as to who you can call. So when I say there's a difference between being a good friend and a real friend, that is what I am talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Who can you call no matter what stage you are in your life? Who can you call no matter if I'm here or I'm here? If I'm here in the sense of I'm playing victim, or if I'm here in the sense of accountability, I should be able to call the same people.
True. And let me say this. Be self-aware enough to know when certain friendship seasons are up.
Exactly. True.
I have been alive for 31 and a half years. The friends I previously had, wish them the best. But we're no longer what I consider friends.
No longer in fellowship. That's what
We're
that's
no
what we
longer
call
in
it.
fellowship.
Yeah.
We don't do life together.
Right.
None of that.
Yeah.
We don't even talk for real. Because the time limit of our friendship expired. And I believe a lot of people are stuck where they are because you are still holding on to certain people in certain things who just want to see, who just want you to stay where you are.
Yeah.
And there's no way you can get there if they are still here with you.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt to let them go. It's going to sting a little bit. But you have goals. You have dreams. You have goals internally that you want to get to. And these particular people, God bless them. They all God's children. They just can't be here.
Yeah.
And the higher you go, which is why they say it can get a little lonely at the top. Because the higher you go, the less people are going to come.
Mm-hmm.
They can't go. They'll try to hold on to you, but those who are for you will not hold on. They'll lift.
Yeah.
If you are my friend, you're not holding on to me.
Yeah.
You're pushing me.
Yeah.
So instead of going like this, you're going like this.
Yeah.
And those are the types of friendships we all need. I don't need somebody in my life, especially right now, who is like, oh, you're great the way you are. Okay, so when I change 10 years from now,
Right.
you gonna keep me stuck at that?
Yeah.
I'll keep it all the way real. I had a friend in high school, and we had graduated. I moved to LA. Something went down, and he had shared some things with me. And he was like, the reason I didn't tell you is because of how you handled a certain situation back in high school. And I said, nigga, we ain't in high school no more.
Yeah.
We graduated. Hold on, I gotta do the math.
Shut up.
We graduated about 6, 7 years. Listen,
Oh my God.
if it ain't got to do with
I
money,
don't like this man.
if it ain't got to do with money, math is a little iffy.
It was the fact that you took this ball.
Yeah, I gotta be accurate.
It really came up with the real
Yeah. I'm like, I graduated how long ago? 2009.
Right. 10.
Carry the one. Okay.
Carry the one.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway,
Oh my gosh. Shut up.
about
Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
silly.
You really was like, I gotta do the math. 5,
Yeah.
4, 3, 2.
Yeah.
Okay, but 6, 7 years.
About 6, 7 years ago.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go.
Woo.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I was just like, I'm like, nigga, we graduated like 6, 7 years ago. I'm gonna let you have your moment.
I don't need to have a moment. Just go.
I'm just let you get it out. It's cool.
Because you are so annoying. You be dead serious.
I'll be so serious. I'm like, I gotta do the math real quick. It ain't coming
Oh
to
my
me.
God. All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right.
If it was 5 years ago, I would have had it like that. Go past 5.
6, 7.
Woo! Let me hold on. If I graduated in 2010, it would have been a lot easier.
Right.
But that 9 got me. Them single digits, I'd be like, woo, wait a minute, Jesus. It's been a
my
while.
God.
Okay. Yeah. That was
All
around
right.
that time. Yeah.
Oh, I hate him.
It was a long
I
time
hate
ago.
him so much.
It was a long time ago. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It was a long time. Oh my God. Oh
Not
my
you in
God. I
tears.
really
I'm
don't like
weak.
you. I'm really in tears because you be dead serious.
And I don't even be trying to be
You
funny.
don't be trying to be funny at all. And it just
I be so
freaking-
serious. People just think it's funny.
Man, go. What would you gonna say?
But yeah, I was like, nigga, this was 6, 7 years ago. I'm like, why are you still holding me to who I was when we were in high school? Drink your water. It's all right. Stay hydrated.
Shut up. I laughed so hard because
I'm keeping all this in.
no, you're not.
Yes, I
Edit it.
am. Keeping it
Oh my
all
God.
in. You really, I'm so
I'm
weak.
really laughing at this. It was funny. All right, I'm sorry. This 7 years ago. He thought you was gonna act the same. Clearly you wasn't, because it was 6-7 years ago. Oh my gosh, I don't want to talk about this no more because I'm gonna keep laughing. Oh my God. Okay.
Long story short.
Long story short.
Long story long at this point.
Oh God, I gotta stop. I gotta stop. All right.
Story would have been done 10 minutes ago.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding. No,
Yes, it would.
it really would have. It's a very short story.
Oh God. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
But I was like, yeah, you still holding me to who I was in high school.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man out here living in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care. Cause you my boy. Like, and it was, I remember exactly where I was. I remember the moment. And I just felt this feeling of like, this friendship has taken its course.
Yeah.
Because I can't stay connected to people who will hold me hostage to who I used to be.
Yeah.
Especially in high
sure.
school. We was kids. Like, we was stupid.
I was 17, 18.
Right.
I was 14 to 17. Like, what are you
Right.
talking about right now?
14 to 17.
28.
Right. I was 20. How old was I? I was like 25. I'm like, nigga, I live in LA. You think I care?
Yeah.
LA is the
Yeah.
most stressful city to live in.
But do you think that's more so like how they look at you or how they look at the world and like how they look at what's normal, what's not? Like, I feel like we have normalized toxic people.
yes.
We have normalized things that are not good for you. That's the whole point of the podcast, right? Like talking about healthiness again, because it just seems to be this trend of unhealthiness, and everybody it's like everybody doesn't want to be unhealthy, but it's like it's all we talk about, being unhealthy. We talk about being toxic. We talk about because talking about being healthy and being healthy is not so comfortable.
Well, yeah, because talking about negative things is what gets the most attention.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere. That's why
Or-
all these reality
And
shows.
why do you think it gets the most attention? Because it's the most comforting thing, right?
And it's the most common thing. Everybody relates to struggle. Not everybody relates to a win.
It's so easy to talk about
They think.
sexual immorality, right? So easy to talk about that because it's something that we feel like most people go through, right? Or, most people see sexual immorality being very easy or very normal, right? But sexual morality, that conversation, not so comfortable, right? Because it literally, what is that word? It literally, I don't know what that word is, convicts. I like talking about like how we're supposed to live our life as a way of conviction, and nobody wants to be convicted. Nobody wants to feel convicted, like, oh, I'm doing things wrong. I'm doing things this way or that way, and I'm not supposed to. So yeah, and I think that goes. I said that to say I feel like that goes into friendships. And I feel like when it comes to friendships and you being the person that grows and your friend not being the person that grows, your friend is in the comfort zone. They're in their comfort zone. They don't want to be the person that's like, oh, yeah, maybe I shouldn't have sex with everybody I date. Maybe, boundaries looks very odd. Boundaries look
Yes.
very uncomfortable.
'Cause-
I'd rather be friends with the girl that's going to talk about what makes me comfortable. Not be friends with the woman that makes me feel uncomfortable. So
Because everybody is looking for validation. Now, the issue is what you want validated is toxic. So if you're looking for somebody to validate that you suck as a person, that's all you're going to be around. And the people who challenge you on the fact that your character is horrible
Yeah.
that you are not a good friend,
Yeah.
and that these particular things are what make you not a good friend,
Yeah.
you push all them away
Yeah.
because all you want is people to validate your feelings, which is stupid. It's really dumb.
Yeah.
Like if you don't correct me when I'm wrong, if you don't be like, hey, like we said earlier, hey, you said you want to go there, but you're going that way.
You're going that way.
What are you doing?
Right. That's so uncommon though, Dave. And
It
I don't think we
is.
realize how uncommon it is. And that is the reason why I wanted to talk about friendships today, because if you don't think this mindset has everything to do with failed relationships, even failed friendships, it has everything to do with it.
Yeah.
How impactful are you in someone else's life? Like
Right.
I feel like I remember because I'll get guys that try to talk to me or whatever, right? And I'll tell them like, listen, if I don't feel like I can add value to you, and if I don't feel like you can add value to me, I don't see the point.
Right.
Like you can be attracted to somebody all day, but if I don't see where I fit into your life, where I can add value, where I can be somebody who's like, listen, if I would never met her, this wouldn't have happened. That doesn't mean I want the credit. That just means I want to be able to add value to someone's life.
Right.
And it's like, I want us to get more to that and more away from benefiting from somebody. Because if you focus on, and that was a thing that I learned in one of the books I read by DeVal, one of my favorite couples, DeVal and Kadeem. And honestly, I don't even have couple goal people that I look up to, but them two, they literally have their marriage on display. And I can't lie and say I don't learn a lot from them. And one of the things that I learned from them was they said they stopped looking at what I can get from this person and start looking more so what can I give to this person.
Yep.
Because if you give to this person, you're going to get from this person. You should,
Mhm.
right? But I feel like friendships are not really wired like that these days.
Right.
I feel like friendships are more wired as to what can I get from you versus what can I give to you. So when it comes to good friend real friend is trying to give to you. A good friend is trying to get from you. But they're still fulfilling you because they're fulfilling who you are at that moment. So it looks like they're trying to give to you. Really, they're not giving you anything that you don't already have.
Right.
They're just keeping you where you're at.
That is true.
So how many close friends do you have, Dave? Got a lot?
How many close friends do I have? No.
How many close friends you have?
Let me see. There's
1,000.
please. I got to think about this.
Carry the one. Gotta carry
Funny.
6, 7, something like that.
There's Mac,
Oh, you gonna name them? That's so cute.
Sheldon. There's Jay, Ailish, Kels, X. I'm trying to think.
You got a lot.
There's Grant, Molly, Steph. Honestly, and you.
How many is that?
10.
That's a lot. You're blessed.
Um,
Sorry to say.
I've actually been blessed to have some really great friends.
Do you feel like they've all feel in the real friend category?
Yeah,
Not the good friend.
because they are in every possible way for me. And when I say for me, it's like I said earlier, they love me for who I am, but they will push me to be better.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. They show up through the good and the bad.
Yeah.
They push me to be better.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I need
No, for sure.
from my friends.
So what do you think the distinction is between
Well,
like
hold on. You didn't answer the question. How many you got?
Oh, I only have 3. 4,
You?
including you. Yeah. It wasn't hard. I had a lot.
I'm with
I remember one of my birthdays, actually 2 of my birthdays, I had a bunch of people show up, you know? I had like 10 to 15 females. Yeah, only 3 made the cut.
That's cute.
Because you got the good friend versus the real ones, right?
Um,
You got the ones that make you better and the ones that keep you where you're at. The 3 friends that I have now, and I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I may have, including you, 5. Because there's one that I feel like I don't talk to like that, but I will always. That's always my girl. I know I can call her, and she's gonna give me the real 100%. That's who she always been. But we
Right.
may not talk as much as I
Right.
talk to the other 3,
mm-hmm.
other 4, you. But yeah, they're all females except for this one. But yes, I feel like I have about 4. I would say 4 to 5. And I'm cool with that. I'm very cool with that. I'm not a no new friend person either. I don't believe in that. I don't know what that is. I didn't put that down in here, but that's a topic too. Like a lot of people be like, I don't want no new friends. Why don't you want new friends? You a new you. You need new people around you, probably, right? Um, so yeah, so I guess the next thing I was going to ask is about best friends versus regular friends. Cause I don't get it. I ain't gonna lie. I used to understand it. I used to understand the whole best friend versus regular friend, but I don't get that anymore. Like I don't get the point of it. What's the point of best friend? Like, what's the point of like this my best friend? What is the point of that? Like, how do you know when somebody's your best friend? Like, I feel like I used to consider like Justine, that's my best friend because that's who I have known the longest. That's who have been there for me the longest. When it comes to Ju being my best friend, yes, all day that's my best friend because of our friendship. But I think it was more so when it comes to getting that title of best friend, it really came from the fact that we have been tight since Melissa's was a thing. We talk about that all the time. Like we wore clear shoes that had, fog in it. We wore those and we thought we was cute. And
Yeah.
this was back in what, 7th grade? I don't know, 8th, 9th grade? I don't know, a long time ago, basically. So for us to think like, okay, we've been best friends since a shoe came out that people don't even remember. Um, I don't know. That's why I'm trying to basically ask, do we categorize our best friends based on this longevity thing, based on this, you've been to me through thick and thin? Is it other criteria that goes into being your best friend? You know what I'm saying? Is there a
Yeah.
point of having a best friend versus
Yeah.
friends?
Now, all those
Please
people
tell
I
me.
named, real friends. Don't get me wrong. There is one person on this earth who I would say is a best friend to me. Like when I say him and I have done life together for years, since college, freshman year of college. And that's my boy Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
Mac and I, we talk to each other. It ain't every day, but when we do talk, hey man, this is what's going on. Hey man, how you doing? I'm just checking in. I don't even want nothing from you.
Yeah.
I just want to know how you doing. Hey, what you want to do today? You was on my heart. Let's just go somewhere. That I really don't do that with anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
The hard thing is Malcolm is in Africa. That's where he lives.
Uh-huh.
So I don't have that here,
Yeah.
even though he'll be back for a few months. So we're going to catch up,
Period.
do all the things. But the thing is, that's been, when I say through everything, through every issue, he's been there. He's been a listening ear. And I've been that for him. Because we've proven to each other, hey man, I don't care what goes down. I got you.
Yeah.
If you do something wrong, I'm going to correct you.
Yeah.
And we'll have that hard conversation. But at the foundation of this friendship is, I love you.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
So does the foundation have anything to do with how long y'all been friends?
No. It's how you've shown up in these years that we've been friends. Because there are some people I've been friends with them for a long time, but there are some people who I've been friends with for the last 3-4 years that have shown up more than the people that's been there.
Right. Right.
But I think people get comfortable in the relationship. They get comfortable in the friendship. And they're just like, oh, you just gonna be you all the time. Or if you change, they got a problem with that. Like they expect you to be the same person that you was years ago. And I'm like, no, I'm somebody else. But if you don't like this person, I mean, you can go.
Yeah.
Sucks, but okay.
I don't have a best friend. I don't see the point. And I mean, maybe it happens just because, right? But I think the person, like I said, I consider the bestest friend is the person that's been there the longest, not necessarily how they've been there. And it's no
Right.
shade to any of my friends or anything like that. But I think I don't have a criteria for best friends over friends. And I guess that's kind of what I want to get into as far as like the criteria of friendship. What would make somebody a best friend over a friend when the criteria of a friendship is kind of the same? What we expect from our friends is kind of the same, no matter if they're a best friend or not a best friend. So what really makes a best friend? I guess is what I'm wondering.
I mean, that's a good question. It's a great question. Do you have an answer?
Um, I just think it's more of a. This is my opinion. I just think that it's more of a cliche thing. Like you're supposed to have one. So I'm going to isolate this person because whatever reason I decide to isolate them, it can be whatever reason I want to. It doesn't really necessarily mean that they are the best friend. It just means I'm deciding to mandate them as the best friend because of whatever reason I feel like is most fulfilling to me. I don't really feel like there is a such thing as, oh, you are the bestest friend. Like you are a better friend than this friend. No, maybe you have good qualities, great qualities, but you have different qualities than this next person. What makes you best? I don't know.
True.
That's not a thing for me. So that's why I'm trying to get the perspective of people that actually have them. Because what is it that would put you before other friends?
That's a good question. I just know for me, it's you have, like I said, through the good and the bad, you've shown up.
Yeah.
Like,
So the friends that aren't best friends, who didn't make the best friends cut, they missed some stuff. They didn't show up every time.
it's inconsistent.
Okay.
It's like, and I'm not saying people need to show up every time.
Yeah.
It's, if I'm the one, and this, I've had this conversation with my friend Jay yesterday.
Mhm.
If I'm the only one who reaches out, and that's the only time we talk, we're not friends.
Okay.
I mean, the only time we talk is when I reach out to you. You never check in on me. We're not really friends like that.
Yeah. So okay, so that kind of makes me go into the next point. Um, Standards for friendships. Because
Mhm.
we seem to have, we already talked about partner in crime versus accountability friend, wound mates. I feel like we didn't really talk about wound mates, but we kind of talked about wound mates. Like high school. We could refer back to high school and having friends in high school, and it's like, oh, we kind of we make sense to be friends because we dealt with the same things. And
Mhm.
I don't really feel like we need to go into that because I feel like that's kind of the same as like having the partner in crime friend versus the friend that's like really there for you, that wants you to grow and whatever.
Right.
But when it comes to like the standard of friends, this is kind of like the focal point of why I wanted to talk about friendships before I actually got into like actually trying to prep for the show. And then I'm like, okay, there's more things that goes into this topic. But what made me talk about this topic honestly was this idea that there is this standard. There's always this standard for romantic relationships and relationships for like the person I want to marry or whatever or date. Is there a standard for friendships in that same sense? Do we have that same standard? Like We literally developed a whole podcast. Yes, it's about introspection, but it's surrounded by romantic relationships. But we forget about friendships and the platonic, regular, good old friendships. And we hold our husbands and wives and our girlfriends and our boyfriends to this big standard of being able to do all these things to make us happy. But do we hold our friendships to this same standard?
No.
Is there a such thing as having standards for friends? Are we harder on our mates, our romantic mates, than we're
Yes.
on our actual friends? Why?
Absolutely. Well, one, when you are in a committed relationship, there's this constant thing going on where you and I are trying to build something that outlasts us. We're trying to build a legacy. Friendships, you don't have to build a legacy, which is why I think it's easier to not, I'm not saying that you shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's easier to not hold them to a standard because in romantic relationships, there's this added portion to building something. With friends, you can build something. There's not I think the loyalty in a committed relationship and the loyalty in a friendship are a little different.
Okay.
I'm not saying it
So
has
real
to,
quick.
it should be that way, but
So, like, okay, me right now, I'm single, right? Say I'm dating, right? The next guy I date, I need him to elevate me. I need him to want to elevate me. I need him to do this. I need him to do that. But I will be cool, text a girl, be cool, like, oh yeah, we can go out, we can go to Cup of Friday. I don't need you to elevate me or nothing like that. I just want to go to drink. Why is that there is a difference? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Should we have the same kind of standards where it's like, if you're not somebody I feel like that can elevate me and make me better, why am I trying to be friends with you?
that too.
What is the difference between dating somebody and spending the rest of your life? You're courting somebody that you might spend the rest of your life with. And you're like, listen, you have to be ABC 1, 2, 3. But you will deal with a not-ish person that's not doing nothing for you. They're not held to no standard.
Yeah,
But they are able to get your time. They're able to get the things that you're depriving from the next man because he's not up to par.
right.
But this person, you able to go to have a drink with, you ready to do all this, but you're not getting nothing out of that. But you won't, and I'm not saying let's start dating men that ain't doing nothing for us, or let's start dating women as men who's not doing nothing for us. I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is it seems to be this clear distinction between, oh, I have this romantic relationship. It has to be on point. Everything has to be checked off. But when it comes to this friend, you just got to make me laugh. That's all I care about. Why is it that we have that distinction? And I feel like I'm completely against that. At this point, that's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I only have 5 friends, right? Because there's only a certain amount of people that has that same love for me that I will get from a romantic relationship. I don't want a friend that I can just go drink with. If I can't go
Right.
drink with you and have a whole podcast with you at home, at your house, like, and that's the thing, like, people be thinking, like, I get on this camera and this is a different me. This is the same me on this camera, off this camera with every single one of my friends. Anybody who has considered me a friend, get this Jazzy right here. This is
Right.
not a different person.
Same for me.
So I just feel like sometimes we get into into those moods or eras in our lives where it's like, I don't have to be all of me. Just be my drinking buddy. Just be my talking buddy. Just be this buddy. But when it comes to a romantic relationship, you gotta be everything.
Right.
Why is it that we do that?
Because it doesn't take much effort to not be accountable in a friendship.
To not be accountable in friendship. Okay.
It doesn't. The weight of accountability, the pressure of accountability, really doesn't exist in a friendship.
But and see, I guess that's my point.
Right.
That's the point.
And that's the thing. It's like
Should it be? Should it be?
that shouldn't be the case. If you're my friend
You should be accountable. I
and
think.
you see me falling, you should want to be like, hey, get up.
Yeah.
Hey, what is causing this fall?
Right.
It's like, I want to see you better.
Right.
But if you just seeing me fall and you fall with me
Right.
just because you enjoy seeing me fall
Right.
and you only thrive in falling,
And it's
there's
the other way
nothing-
around too.
yeah.
So I put will to forgive. Is there a difference? So maybe you have a friend that forgets your birthday, a female friend, if you're a female, you forget your birthday, who forgets your birthday, or a platonic relationship. We don't have to say gender. A platonic relationship that forgets your birthday versus your romantic partner who forgets your birthday. Don't you think that would feel different? And not even feel different, is the will to forgive different? Are you more willing to forgive your platonic friend than your romantic friend for forgetting your birthday? Why is that?
No,
You don't think so?
not when it comes to,
You don't think that your romantic partner forgetting your birthday and your friend forgetting your birthday is different?
uh-uh.
Well,
It
that's
all-
great.
It all hurts the same to me.
I think that's how it should be. But I don't think that's how it is. But I think that's how it
all
should be.
hurts the same to me because you knew this day was coming.
Yeah.
You knew. I mean, it's the same day every year. So, I mean,
Right.
if we're friends, if we're in a romantic relationship, there's no reason you don't know this day is coming.
Right.
So it's like, I don't care if you wait till 11:59.
Right.
You can at least tell me happy birthday.
Yeah.
But it all hurts the same. But I am a very forgiving person, so I'm like, all right, well, you know. But I think with friends, I would question, hey, what is this why you keep forgetting about my birthday? What is this?
Well, maybe they just forgot once.
What I'm saying is, if it's a consistent thing.
Okay.
Now, if it's like, something crazy happened or you just had a long day, busy day, whatever, I get that. Like,
Yeah.
But if this is an ongoing thing to where I never hear from you on my birthday
Yeah.
and we're supposed to be friends,
Yeah.
I got to question the friendship.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing in the romantic relationship. You, of all people, should know. And
Yeah.
every year it's the same thing.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
is this then? Especially for me, I don't ask for much. I really don't.
Yeah.
My birthday though, I'm like, that day,
Yeah.
at least celebrate me.
Yeah.
I don't even require much for my birthday anymore. I don't care. Too many years I've planned my own birthday. I'm done. I'm cool.
Sound like me.
If don't nobody want to celebrate me, I will celebrate myself.
Okay.
I buy myself a gift every year for my birthday.
What you buy this year?
I'll probably buy me some J's. Probably.
Tabaco.
I like Jordans.
I know that's right.
Anyway, but
You said it feels the same, which is nuts. That's the first time, I don't know. I don't know if Dave be trying to be politically correct or whatever.
No, I'm serious.
But
the only reason why I say it is because I've lived it.
that's how you lived it. You've been through that before where you
Yeah.
felt hurt from a friend not seeing you or not doing what you felt they should be doing, and you've dealt with that in romantic relationships as well, and you feel like
Yes.
you've had the same exact feeling.
And that's the only reason why I speak on it. I can really speak on it because it's from a real place.
Yeah. Oh.
And I'm very, as you all know, I'm very I reflect a lot. So if I always look for where the pain comes from. With this particular thing, this particular example that we're talking about, it comes from the same place.
Yeah.
That's why I say there's no difference with me.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, is there a difference for me? I think it is. I don't know. I don't know why I hold romantic relationships to a higher standard. I think it's something that I've done that I never noticed I did. And now I'm noticing it, and I'm realizing like maybe I shouldn't. Like I will cuss my boyfriend out for the same thing my friend just did 2 weeks ago. They didn't get cussed out.
Right.
And now I'm just like, okay, what type of person do you want to be? You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like I want to be that type of person that will do that. I feel like if my friend is getting cussed out, my boyfriend should be getting cussed out too. If my boyfriend getting cussed out, then my friend should be getting cussed out too. It's not, you're not privileged because you are just a friend versus you're a boyfriend. You don't get a privilege of doing me wrong because of the type of category that you're in. And I think some of us, maybe not Dave, but I think some of us struggle with that, where it's like, oh, my boyfriend, he allowed to cheat on me, do me wrong, beat my butt up, all this, but my friend forget my birthday or forget this or forget that. Oh, she cut off, she gotta go. But I'm gonna stick beside my man though.
No, it ain't really that much different from me anymore.
Yeah.
Uh-uh.
Yeah, and I think, sometimes there's just something to think about. It's not to make anybody feel bad about their decisions or make people feel bad about how they do things, but it's just more so just being self-aware. Like, are you the type of person that's going to hold on to this boyfriend or this girlfriend that's not that great to you,
Right.
but at the same time you have this friend who is great to you, maybe they fell short, but they falling short just a little more highlighted because I just hold you to a different standard because you're a friend. Whereas my boyfriend, he allowed to mess up. He allowed to do that. He allowed to mess up. We still good though. We stick beside each other. We good.
Yeah.
I don't think it should be like that. I think we should be holding our friends and our relationships to the same standard in a sense of how much they're allowed to hurt you. I don't feel like a friend should be allowed to hurt you more or less than a boyfriend or a girlfriend is allowed to hurt you.
I agree.
So I just think that's something to think about. Are we more willing to forgive friends or boyfriends or girlfriends over our friends? We can see friends and relationships intersecting all the time.
Right.
How we handle it may not be intersecting though. How we handle it may be completely different. And I'm kind of against that. I do think that there are certain scenarios that make sense because we had this conversation at a hookah bar not too long ago, and the woman, she brought up a good reason for treating her boyfriend or her husband different than she treat her friends. She said, I'm living a life with my husband. I'm sharing a life with my husband. So of course I'm going to hold him to a different standard than I do a friend, where it's like, you over there with your life. I'm over here. We are not intertwining our lives.
Right.
Therefore, the standards is different. So I get that. But at the same time, does that mean your husband is allowed to do you dirty? I don't agree with that part. That's all I'm saying. So let's talk about losing friendships, because
Let's talk about it.
I feel like that's treated differently too. Losing friendships versus losing relationships. I think we are more so, I feel like on display, we are more so, it's more so easy to lose friendships on display. I'm going to just say on display.
Mm-hmm.
Than it is to lose romantic relationships. Like, I feel like it's way easier for me to get online, post a video like, "Ooh, I lost my man, I'm sorry," than to get online and be like, "Ooh, I lost one of my best freaking friends, I fumbled her, blah, blah, blah."
Oh, of course.
That's not a thing.
No.
Why is that?
Like I said, I think the loyalty in friendships and in committed relationships are different.
Okay, hold that down because I have to pee. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. I figured it was coming. No, but for real, tell me how I feel. We on that fire, tell me what's the deal.